ready to rumble. ready to rumble. It is time to wrap up an unbelievable week of basketball on the ISC Sports Network, and welcome to those of you watching us on MyNDTV. It's the first of two from the Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic in Newcastle on ISC and WNDY. Tonight's consolation game features the Kingsmen of Penn against the Cougars of North Daviess, and it's brought to you in part by Forum Credit Union, helping people achieve their financial dreams. Over 80 years of innovative products and services. Visit them online at forumcu.com. By Franciscan Sports Medicine. Visit franciscanhealth.org/sports training for more. By GXO Logistics. We engineer faster, smarter, leaner supply chains. Learn more at gxo.com. By Indiana State University, where Sycamores continually prove that real game changers wear blue. By Wabash College. Visit Wabash College today at wabash.edu. And by Visit Daviess County. Diverse, dazzling, delicious. Learn more when you log on to visitdaviesscounty.com. Greg Rakestraw, a man celebrating his 30th anniversary as a state championship winning basketball coach. Mike Broughton of Jeffersonville, these days, of course, the director of the Indiana All-Stars, back with me for a second time in as many days here in Newcastle. Penn and North Daviess both suffered losses this morning. Mike, as a team, how do you get them to bounce back and try to get a W here in this consolation game?
They got to have a lot of mental toughness because they both came here to win the tournament. And I know the team I had the 1 year I came, we got beat in the afternoon as well, and you got to find out what you're made of. And, this is going to be a great matchup because these two teams wouldn't normally play, and it's because of the Hall of Fame they get this chance.
These are two teams that both suffered their first loss of the season this morning. Penn beaten by Ben Davis 65-53, while North Daviess lost to Northwood by a score of 58-53. In fact, for North Daviess, that snapped a 19-game winning streak dating back to last February as they are the defending 1A state champs. We'll take this quick timeout when we come back. Coach's keys to this game, starting lineups, and the tip-off from the largest and finest high school field house in the world. Penn and North Daviess, it comes your way next. It's the Hall of Fame Classic on ISC and MyNDTV.
Basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
the home of Hoosiers,
where legends live.
Basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
a giant field house
and basketball courts in every park.
Basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
family
and friends
and team
and fans.
Basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
memories
and history
and future
and hope.
Basketball
lives
here.
Basketball lives here in Henry County, Indiana.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds remaining.
Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it.
That's the finish. You get a layup taken and an and one. Fly ball. Starting lineups being introduced by Chad Nickham, the public address voice of this event, the Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic. They are brought to us by Franciscan Sports Medicine. If joint or muscle pain has you on the sideline, Franciscan Health's orthopedic and sports medicine specialists get in the huddle to help you find the right game plan. Visit franciscanhealth.org/sports training for more information. The Wilson brothers, Mullen, Stickles, and Stickles. They have made a switch. Braden Stickles will get the start. Austin Brower will come off the bench. Again, really, it's a 6-player rotation for Brett Dalrymple and North Daviess, and he is a coach that you know awfully well.
Yeah, he was at Rushville when I was there. He was an 8th grader. I never actually got to coach him on the varsity. I had moved on, but he was one of the best players as far as a youth player I ever had, because he was so dedicated, and he's done the same thing at North Daviess, been there over 20 years, won a lot of sectionals, regionals, and then last year, first state championship in North Daviess history.
Let's talk about the Penn Kings when they're starting five, the same as it was earlier. Marcus Burton, Notre Dame bound potential, Mr. Basketball for the state of Indiana, had 22 in the morning, loss to Ben Davis. Joey Garwood, Joe Smith, Dylan Durda, and Josh Gatete, 6'8" and 6'8" for the Penn Kingsmen. We'll get you our officials coming up in a matter of moments. Mike, quick thoughts on keys to this game presented by our friends at GXO Logistics. What are you focusing on here early?
I think North Daviess has got to be able to control Burton and slow him down, especially at the beginning of the game. I think as big as Penn is, North Daviess is going to have to really work hard to rebound the ball. And who's going to play the hardest is going to win this game.
GXO Logistics. Unlock your potential to career at GXO Logistics. Visit gxologistics.jobs/Indiana today. And Penn led Ben Davis at halftime of the morning game, 29-27. Ben Davis just kind of wore down Penn in the third and fourth quarter of that game. For North Daviess, they were done in by an 8-0 run to start the third quarter that saw them go from 5 down to 13 up, run the alley-oop, Stickles on the catch, and Joey Garwood able to get up and knock that ball away. It'll remain Cougars basketball.
Nice offense by North Daviess to start the game. They reversed the ball. They got the lob, and there was two big guys going up for the lob, and so deflected out of bounds.
Jalen Mullen, the leading scorer on a per-game basis for North Daviess with 18. On cue, hits the three. The soon-to-be Mighty Oak at Oakland City University knocks it down, his first made triple of this game.
He's got better every year. He was a junior all-star, and a nice start for North Daviess.
Took him a while to get going offensively in the morning game. It was Lance Wilson that led the attack for North Daviess this morning with 16 points. Man-to-man, and Stickles going to draw the assignment on the ultra-fast Marcus Burton. Line it up for three. Joe Smith could not answer. Fight for the loose ball. And eventually that will be North Daviess basketball.
See, I think that's the key to the game right there. The ball went up. North Daviess did a good job blocking out, and then they went after the basketball to get that loose ball.
And this is a North Daviess program historically has been a 1A school. Enrollment-wise, they have bumped to 2A. They have elected in boys basketball to play in the 3A classification this year. Good-looking entry pass, and Stickles, Brendan Stickles, gets the bucket to go.
Well, North Daviess doesn't look like a 1A school.
No.
They got size, they got quickness, and they also got Mullen at the point guard. That's one of the best guards in the state.
Yeah, they are starting four players 6'3" or taller. Now they are facing a three-guard lineup, then 6'8" and 6'8" in Gatete and Durda. Three in the corner, does not go, and Stickles rebounds down from the guard spot. 20 is Braden Stickles. 32 is Brendan Stickles. Then there's Logan and Lance Wilson. So 5 players, 3 last names on the court currently for North Daviess.
I think that's what happens in a lot of those smaller schools like that. You know, it's a generational thing.
If you can get talented siblings, all the better at the 1A realm.
Everybody stays home.
That foul, by the way, called against Marcus Burton. And then an errant pass from Mullet. And this North Daviess team takes excellent care of the basketball. They average 6.5 turnovers a game. They lost today, Mike, in a game where they turned the ball over 3 times the entire game.
And I imagine Coach was upset with that because they try to get near perfect and they really don't turn it over. That was very odd, that turnover by Mullen right there.
Here's Gatete going to work, but poked away. This is Wilson. Logan Wilson on the drive, and Logan kind of expected contact that never really happened. And now Garwood sneaks behind and lays it up and in.
Rush shot by North Daviess right there caused pretty much a turnover, even though it was a shot, and Penn gets an easy basket.
What is the tempo at which North Daviess needs to play tonight, Mike?
They need to play this game at 50. They need to stay at 50 like they did on that first possession. Do a lot of reverse passing, a lot of back screens, a lot of back cuts, and all the shots need to be open. They need to be open looks.
Penn as a team, 75 points per game, thrown away. And Burton will finish at the other end.
That's where they cannot do that because the turnovers are automatic layups for Penn, especially Burton.
Penn came in at number 2 in the AP poll, number 3 in the coaches poll. Great lead pass, and Stickles again gets his second bucket.
I like Stickles on the inside because he gets gets a good base on the inside on the block and has had 2 easy baskets.
Stickles averages 8 points a game, had 8 this morning. Quick three for Penn is up and no good by Garwood. Good job by Dylan Durda to track it down. Burton kept a foot on the floor, now keeps a foot on the gas as he let fire and could not connect. Wilson, one dribble to get set, lines it up, left it short. Again, there's Stickles, missed the bunny.
Nice job by Stickles on the inside. He's just got to run back on defense now.
Little contact, officials say not enough in it. Gattete's shot will not go, and Wilson had it, knocked away, recovered. Burton tried to pick it, did not. Mullen pulls, 3, no. Long rebound tipped.
More patience for North Daviess right now. Penn speeding them up a little bit right now. They need to get back into their rhythm, get back into their sets.
North Daviess, 59 points a game, allowing 46. Mullen has the mismatch with Gattete currently guarding him. And this is more of the pace at which North Daviess operated at this morning. Now he'll pull off the screen. That does not go. And Josh Gattete with the rebound. Look ahead pass to Durda. And Penn throws it away. Their first turnover.
Well, for the most part, it looks like North Daviess wants to run a little more tonight, wants to get up and down. They're really attacking good on the inside. If they just run their sets on the inside, they're going to get shots.
Austin Brower will check in. He had 5 points this morning, averages 4 a contest, 6'4" senior.
Now without Stickles in the game, they're going to run a different offense now where they're going to really go wide on everything and leave the lane open for drives. But there was their trap for Penn. A little half-court trap. You get in the corners, you're in trouble.
Ball was kicked that time by Penn. First real trap in the half court we've seen so far from the Kingsmen. Both these teams trying to avoid going 0-2 in their trek to Newcastle. Mullen got a great look and just a little bit long. Now Burton off to the races. Smith, that's a blocking foul. Wave off the shot. Whistle against the Cougars goes against Austin Brower. First team foul. In fact, first one foul now on each side so far in this game. Dominic Bonnert will check in for Penn. He has been an energy player off the bench for the Kingsmen when we've seen him on ISC this year. He had 7 against Ben Davis. Stickles got a hand on it. Burton able to track it down. Runner in the lane, off the window and score it.
That move right there coming across the middle is the reason why he's going to Notre Dame. Nice move off the glass.
Stickles on the drive, splits the defenders and scores. Braden Stickles did not score in 12 minutes of action this morning, but he got the spot start tonight, and his team is enjoying a 9-6 lead. Stickles averages about 3.5 points a game for the Cougars. Bonner not a threat from the elbow. Burton a threat when he walks in the gym, but he misses everything there. Gattete could not save it to a teammate. Looking down low for Brower. Garwood able to get the save. And now Burton in the open floor, which is not what you want. And they're going to have to wave that off because it's basket interference. Gattete can hold up there to prevent falling, but you can't do that when the ball is in the cylinder, so no basket.
As he bent the rim down, he got the ball to go in. And so at least Gattete is going after the ball, and I'm surprised with Durda and as big as they are at 2'6" that North Daviess is handling the inside.
Mullen against the three-quarter court trap. Now Brower in a tough spot, and Brower going to be tied up, and the arrow goes the other way, so already North Daviess has more turnovers in this game than they had in the entirety of the morning game against Northwood.
That's the 4th turnover, and again, it's Penn's size and their quickness. I mean, there's a reason they're number 2 in the state in the 4A, and they have the size and they have the quickness, and North Daviess is going to have to get used to it.
Good cut by Garwood, and scores it.
See, that should never happen against the defense. One pass and a guy cut in and get an easy shot like that.
Garwood, the second leading scorer for the Kingsmen at 12.5 points a game. Brings his team back within 1. Mullen an early 3 for North Daviess. Hasn't scored since that time. Nice stop in the lane and off the backboard. Logan Wilson's effort would not go. But North Daviess is pretty much getting a good look every time down the floor.
If they don't turn it over, they're getting a good look every time. They rush some of the shots, though, because of the size inside of Penn.
Flair in the corner, Garwood, 3 for the lead, no sir. Good block out, and Lance Wilson will track it down.
Garwood's got some good looks. He's a very good shooter for Penn, but so far, his 40% three-point average hasn't really come true. He hadn't made one yet.
See if the Cougars will try to hold for a last look of the quarter.
Yes, they are going to get a layup, or they're going to shoot the last shot. They got the layup, and they missed the layup, but they got, again, another good look.
But North Daviess more than holding their own with the school that, would be about 10 times their size, if not bigger.
I would say 10 to 15, but, I'm glad to see this. I miss some of these matchups because I guess I coached a long time ago when everybody was in the deal together.
So Smith on the bounce. You see the clock on your screen. Again, Burton the likely last option. He's trying to power his way through, and Brower is going to be called for the foul. Had his hands in the kind of the belly and back that time of Burton, and he's got both fouls called against North Daviess.
Well, Brower's had the assignment to guard Burton, and he's going to get some fouls, but I think in the first quarter he's controlled Burton pretty well. I mean, you look at the score at 9-8, he's controlled him.
Brower and Stickles have been assigned to Burton at 1, not in time. Garwood did not get the shot away. North Daviess 9 and Penn 8. We are quickly through the opening quarter of the consolation game of the Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic here on ISC and My Indy TV 23.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is good.
There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
Wrestler!
Wrestler! Whoa!
Look towards the North Daviess bench. Brent Dalrymple walking back into your screen again. Been at North Daviess for many years and built a tremendous program. He's just had the unfortunate geography of being in the same sectional as Lagodi and Bar Reeve over the years. They made it to the semi-state round back in 2011 in single A, and of course won the whole thing a year ago, beating Central Catholic in the 1A championship game. Now trying to make a deep run. 2 classes elevated. Mullen pulls and didn't get the roll.
That is a shot he will make 80% of the time. It's just short because kind of the second game in a day.
Garwood misses. Bonner tips it out. Again, Bonner gives up 4 or 5 inches on Durda or Gatete when he gets in the lineup, but he hustles for every loose ball for Penn. It's our third chance to see the Kingsmen on ISC this year. Burton, no. Wilson, great play. Just couldn't complete it. Tried to tip it past Smith and couldn't track it down. But again, the thing that I will stress is this. North Daviess is matching Penn in athleticism, in their getting open shots. They deserve to be on the same floor as one of the best teams in the state.
Yeah, North Daviess is getting better shots than Penn so far. Penn's settling. I mean, they made that one right there, but for the most part, it's 1 or 2 passes and a shot. They're going to get tired of guarding North Daviess down there if North Daviess keeps running those sets.
First made 3 for the Kingsmen. That was by Smith. He had one in the morning session as well. Little half-court trap here coming for Penn. Wilson fires it up there. That is no good. Stickles had it. Burton got him on the arm, and foul on Burton.
I think that's Burton's second foul, I believe, so there's going to be a decision to be made there. I would imagine Coach Rhodes, after 40-some years, will keep him in, tell him not to foul again.
Al in his 42nd season to be precise, 671 wins. As Indiana high school head coach, that is third most amongst active coaches.
Tell you what, Smith's doing a good job on Mullen, just bumping him and keeping him off balance because he can run with him, and they're doing a good job off those curls, especially on Mullen to help and show like they did right there.
Speaking of Mullen off the curl, there you go. Jalen Mullen gets his second basket and first since the opening moments and ties us at 11. By the way, Trey Miller is now in for Penn. Bonner powers through and puts it up and in.
Nice play by Bonner. Not very good defense by North Daviess being prepared to play.
And again, Burton has lightning fast hands. He averages 5 steals a game. You got to know exactly where he is at all times. Flair for Mullen. 3 on the step back. No. Mullen came into the day as a 60% three-point shooter. And then Stickles gave one up where he didn't need to there. Just the third team foul against North Daviess.
Well, I think everybody's felt everybody out now as far as what they need to do. And so now I think it's just going to be basketball. I think that both teams have run their curls. Both teams have set their defense. They've done the traps. And now it's just going to be who plays the best. And really in this game, who shoots the best, because neither team is shooting it very well right now.
Burton on the drive, left hand pretty. And there are things that he can do that simply others cannot.
Yeah, you could get on the bench there and be upset about the defense, but the thing about it is his first step is a lot quicker than anybody else's.
And he's going to play at Notre Dame next year for Mike Bray. The Wilson brothers combined for a good look for Stickles, who misses it. Look ahead pass, good hustle. That was intended for Trey Miller. Logan Wilson hustling back to knock that away.
Well, neither team is real deep, and so it's going to take some toughness because the second game in a day, they're just not used to playing that at the high school level, maybe AAU, but they don't play that hard in AAU like they do today. Landon
Schwartzentruber checks in, immediately gets Marcus Burton, and Burton going to be called for steps. Schwartzentruber played less than a minute in the morning game against Northwood.
Landon hadn't seen that quickness like that. He just looked at him like, oh my goodness sakes, good defense. He got a travel out of him.
That was a where did he go moment right there.
Where did he go and what is he doing?
Wilson gets downhill, blocked by Gatete, but some ball, some arm, and enough of the latter necessitate the whistle. So Gatete picks up his first foul, and we'll see Lance Wilson go to the free throw line to shoot 2. So as Wilson goes to the free throw line, let's thank our friends at Wabash College, home of the nation's #1 ranked alumni network and 3rd ranked internship program. 2 great reasons to consider a campus visit this fall. When you visit, you'll learn that Wabash is also nationally ranked for the excellence and accessibility of its faculty, the classroom experience, its athletic facilities, and more. Make an appointment to visit Little Giant Stadium today, 765-361-6100, or visit wabash.edu. Timeout called by North Daviess. Will step aside. 4:34 to play in the second quarter. 3-point lead for Penn on ISC and MyIndy TV.
Wabash men are leaders. In this environment, self-governance is a way of life. Students develop strong leadership skills in classes and labs, on the field and stage, and in clubs and organizations. These men are prepared to take on campus and the world beyond. 1 in 10 of our graduates hold high leadership positions. Presidents, owners, founders, you name it. When you want to lead, you go to a leading school. Come to Wabash. Lead more.
Still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me? Champions of Marion County. Unbelievable. Touchdown.
Living up to that last name.
Wabash has the lead for the first time today.
So that was going to be a highlight reel.
Oh, baby. Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
I want to take this moment to thank our great crew on the ISC Sports Network: Jordan Shue, Alan Hughes, Aaron Van Wolde, Eric Kinnett, and Alex Laverne. Thank you guys for making sure we get to the Good folks across the state of Indiana on this Friday night. Smith, 3, no. Mullen, the rebound for North Daviess.
This is going to come down to whoever gets a hot streak. As far as one of these, they're all really good players, and if somebody hits 3 or 4 threes in a row, it's going to cause separation of these two teams.
Don't get sealed, Joe.
Wilson to Wilson. That's Lance with the ball in his hands. Back to Logan on the high right side. And North Daviess has played at a much faster pace than earlier today. Schwartzentruber, he averages 0.6 points a game and knocked it down.
He was ready to go.
Miller got it, and Miller came in 2 of 4 from three-point range on the season. So both teams have a role player step up and knock one home. Ball in at the elbow. Backdoor cut. Schwartzentruber didn't take that one when he maybe had another look. And Burton behind the back spin, and you hear the oohs and ahs of the crowd, and rightfully so.
They're going to have trouble if it's Burton and anybody in the state one-on-one like that at half court.
And Burton had 22 in the morning game. And the Ben Davis folks will tell you, and rightfully so, how great of a defensive job they did to hold him to 22. Mullen, no, great crash by Wilson, and then he is fouled. Logan Wilson, some giddy up on that one.
See, you have to adjust a little bit for the night game. A lot of these shots for both teams have been short, and that's just because, Penn played, 3-4 hours ago.
Right.
So it's a little different shot in the second game.
And Wilson misses. So some points being left in the line here by North Daviess. Tonight's game presented in part by GXO Logistics. Unlock your potential with a career at GXO Logistics. Visit gxologistics.job/Indiana today. It is a 30-second timeout. We will keep it right here. 2:56 left to go in the third quarter, and a 5-point lead by Penn. You look at Al Rhodes coaching up his team. He's coached the McDonald's All-American game in the past. Warsaw amongst his other stops in his legendary Indiana high school basketball career. This Penn team lost to Travis Grayson and Chesterton in last year's regional final.
They believe Mr. Rhodes won the state in 1984. Is that my recollection?
You nailed it with the Warsaw Tigers.
They beat the Vincennes Lincoln Alices. And that would be almost, 40 years ago?
39.
Almost 40 years ago.
You can round up.
Oh, that's a ways back.
Wilson misses that one too. And you can talk about the legs are being tapped for both of these teams right now. And for North Daviess, they played on Tuesday. They won their own holiday tournament. An outstanding event they put on every year against Fort Wayne Blackhawk in overtime. Jump ball is the call. The arrow will keep it right here. That was not designed, by the way. Mother Nature affected that tournament last week and pushed the final back to Tuesday.
Well, they had to play overtime at home to beat Fort Wayne Blackhawks, so they had to extend themselves on Tuesday.
Burton on the drive. Good challenge, but Wilson, I thought, went straight up for a moment, then kind of extended those arms and lowered them down. And now you'll see Burton shoot 2 free throws.
Well, Burton can hang up there until you do foul him. He went up and they had their hands initially, but he didn't come back down for a while. He stayed up there. He had kind of a little extra oomph to him.
Tonight's game presented in part by Indiana State University. Graduating outstanding Sycamores since 1865. Real risk takers, real achievers, and real game changers wear blue. Find out more at indstate.edu. Burton with 10.
Now, North Daviess does not want to get down double figures at half because they're going to have to expend too much energy to come back. They need to run their sets like they are right here and get them a really good look this time down.
On the drive off the window, Wilson. The length of the floor pass that Smith tracks down. Then he got hit, won't get the shot, but Joe Smith will shoot 2.
That was an unbelievable pass by Burton, but more unbelievable than that was the stop that Smith at the other end. I thought that ball was going to be way out of bounds. He was not only able to catch it, but stop on a dime and then make the play.
Durda and Garwood about to check in. Burton going to get a breather. Gatete will do so as well. And you can see that got a little hitch in the giddy up right now. Does Marcus Burton on your screen. Smith makes them both.
I don't know, Kelly called.
So Smith has 5. Lead is now 9 for Penn. They're on a 9-0 run. Schwartzentruber tied it at 15. Then Miller hit a 3 for Penn, and they have gapped North Daviess since that time. Looks like Burton is headed back to the locker room, and Stickles, he's been their most consistent low block scorer. He's got 6. So the table's even a little bit here as Smith got fouled on the drive, wave off the shot. 6th team foul committed by North Daviess. This goes against Braden Stickles.
You got Smith that I think is going to kind of take over now that Burton's out of the game. Excellent quickness, and he can get anywhere on the court he wants to get with the quickness he has. He shoots 40% from three-point.
Schwartzentruber in. Stickles checks out with 2 fouls. Next foul by North Daviess sends Penn to the line for the 1+ the bonus. Bonner on the drive. Couldn't get that to go. Wilson had it, but Bonner got him on the arm on the loose ball. So Dominic Bonner whistled for the foul, his first and team foul number 5.
That was good hustle by both teams. You can't argue about that. You can see right now, though, both teams have their hands on their knees, and it's a consolation game at 6 o'clock is a rough one whenever you finish playing around 2:30 or 3.
His Penn team is off until next Saturday. They've got some recovery time before they take on Valparaiso. Quality team that Barry Quillen's put together this year. Their top player going to play at Ball State. Mullen stops, pops, can't get it to go, but Stickles. He and Miller have it tied up, and the arrow will keep it towards North Daviess. For North Daviess, they're off until next Friday night when they return to conference play against Eastern Green. The Wilsons can't combine on that. Turnover number 6 committed by North Daviess.
Yeah, they've committed as many turnovers as they commit in the season in any game. And the thing about it is, Penn is so huge. I mean, they're bigger than they were when I watched them at Southport the other day. It looked like they grew a couple inches. They have got big bodies in there.
Durda with the left hand, and we're going to wave it off for a travel. Just the 3rd Penn turnover. And Al Rhodes in the ear of Jordan Beam a little bit on that one. Of the father and son combination of Jordan and Paul Beam refereeing tonight's contest.
Well, last shot for North Daviess, 25 seconds. They're trying to get in a spread. And here comes a little trap by Penn trying to run him out of it.
Mullen in a tough spot, able to fight his way out of it. Now looking to dribble through 2 of them. Finds Schwartzentruber, but overthrows him. And really, it's the first time tonight that we've seen the athleticism of Penn kind of take over.
Yeah.
Smith picks it up at the half-court stripe. All the way down and left it short. Wilson's got time. 3/4 courts. A little strong. North Daviess hanging around, but Penn starting to get some space. They lead at 24-17. We'll take this quick timeout. Halftime show comes your way next as you're watching on ISC and MyNDTV. It's the Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a 3rd season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
Shot at the buzzer.
He got it!
Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Brady, hello! Did it again. Hello! Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello! There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow. This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Our score at the break, 24-17. Penn in favor of North Daviess in this consolation game. Tonight's game presented in part by Visit Henry County. Take your shot in Henry County. Basketball destinations and so much more. Visit hoopsandhenry.com for trip planning ideas. Scoring in the first half, Marcus Burton 10, Joey Garwood 4, Joe Smith 5, 2 for Dominic Bonner, 3 for Trey Miller for Penn. For North Daviess, 5 for Jalen Mullen, 6 for Brendan Stickles, 3 for Landon Swartz and Truber, and 2 for Braden Stickles. Again at the break, 7-point lead for the Kingsmen, 24-17. More halftime show comes your way next on ISC and MyIndy TV 23.
Basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
The home of Hoosiers.
Where legends live.
basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
a giant field house.
And basketball courts in every park.
basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
Family.
And friends.
And team.
And fans.
basketball in Henry County, Indiana means
Memories.
And history.
And future.
And hope.
Basketball
Lives.
Here.
Basketball lives here in Henry County, Indiana.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
Back at halftime at the largest and finest high school field house in the world, Newcastle, Indiana, home of the Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic, 24-17. Penn leads North Daviess here in this consolation game. Mike Brodner joins me now. Before I get Mike's thoughts on half number 1, first this for our friends at the Hoosier Shooting Academy. Combine cutting-edge technology with old-school work ethic to make your game better at the Hoosier Shooting Academy. Go see Paul at 465 and Brookville Road on Indy's southeast side, and always online at HoosierShooting.net. Mike, your thoughts on what you saw in half number 1?
Well, we know that North Daviess can play them because it was really a tight game through most of the first half. The thing that's so unusual for North Daviess is the fact that they're 2 for 9 from 3, and their free throws are 1 for 4. But we asked the question early in the game, can they rebound with Penn? Well, they can rebound with Penn. They 15 to 14 on the boards. It's just like you said during the broadcast, turnovers 8 for North Daviess and only 5 for Penn. But the biggest question is Mr. Burton going to play the second half? Because if he's not going to play, then North Daviess, if they can just put a couple shots together, have a great chance to win this game.
He exited at the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, left the bench back to the locker room. Obviously, we will wait with bated breath to see if we will see him in half number 2 as one of the best players in the state of Indiana. We'll take this quick timeout. When we come back, the always popular Wabash College Trivia segment, plus a look at your first half highlights. Penn leading North Daviess 24-17 here at the Hall of Fame Classic in Newcastle on ISC and MyIndy TV.
At Forum Credit Union, our small business professionals work with local companies to help them prosper. We know that running a small business is more than a full-time job, and our services give you the guidance and support your business needs. Visit forumcu.com to see how. At Forum Credit Union, we help members plan for life's major milestones. Our team of wealth advisors work with members at every stage, from changing jobs and 401ks to creating wealth plans for future generations. Learn more at forumcu.com.
Brewer jams it home.
That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net.
A little fireworks in the first half.
Throw it up for Tillman.
Oh, my goodness. 122-6-0 for Penn.
What a swim!
Six of them. McCulling in time. Oh, no!
It's good.
This one is good.
There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Lynn's way.
Wrestler! Whoa!
Again, a mecca for high school basketball here in Newcastle. That's where we are tonight for the Hall of Fame Classic. There's some great history, though, in Crawfordsville and with Wabash College. And with that, it's time for a walk back in time, our Wabash College trivia segment. Now, Mike's been with me for a bunch of games this year, so I may have asked him this before. We'll see. Chadwick Court has been the home of the Wabash College Little Giants in hoops for over a century. Before that, the Little Giants played their home games in the YMCA in Crawfordsville. Mike, what is the historical significance of the Crawfordsville YMCA to basketball in this state?
Naismith was there.
To some degree, you're going down the right path.
It was the first high school state finals in 1911.
Crawfordsville was the first state champs, but the game was invented by James Naismith, who worked at a YMCA, and the Crawfordsville YMCA was the site of the first basketball game ever played in the state of Indiana.
Man, I was close. I knew Naismith had been there, or it had something there.
I mean, you're going to get partial credit for that.
And Crawfordsville was, like in the 50s, Crawfordsville had those great teams.
In the 1910s, they had
really good
and Wingate's in that area as well. That was kind of the cradle of Indiana high school basketball. So 24-17 is our score. Penn leading North Daviess. A quick look at the way things played out in half number one. While those fly by, Mike, what do both teams need to focus on for half number two?
Well, I think for one, I think they got to figure out what they're going to do if Burton doesn't play the second half, which I'm looking, he's out there, but he's kind of limping a little bit. And then North Daviess, I think they just got to settle down. They had a good half. They played a good half of basketball, played even with Penn. But they're just missing the shots. And, you can look perfect. You can do everything right in a basketball game. And if you don't knock the shots in, especially the open ones, it's a long day. And right now, they have to regroup the second half. And they're going to make some shots. I think North Daviess is going to make a run. I think this game's going to go down to the very end.
They made a run in the second half of today's game to keep it close. Couldn't get past the hump of Northwood. Let's try their hand at a second time against a team from Northern Indiana. Penn leads it by 7. Third quarter action comes your way next. Live from Newcastle here on ISC and MyIndy TV.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Leaps ahead, still on his feet. Stevens lunges.
Are you kidding?
has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel. Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
Third quarter action about to get started. Penn will have the basketball, the 7-point lead. And Marcus Burton is back on the floor for the Kingsmen. Garwood finds Durda with relative ease. He missed it and missed the tip in too. Third time's a charm for the 6'8 senior.
So you got to block him out and back him up because Durda, besides the 6'8", has very long wingspan.
9-point lead for Penn, now their largest. Wilson trying to go to work up and over Burton and bangs it home. Lance Wilson.
Good start by both teams. They got really good shots at the goal.
Wilson now with 3. That was his first field goal. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be Penn basketball. Again, Ben Davis and Northwood will follow in our championship game. It's about 25 minutes between games, and we'll have that one for you. Our feed will not go anywhere either on ISC or MyNDTV with you the entire time. Burton's runner does not go, and in the scramble for the loose ball, it was touched last by North Daviess.
I would imagine that on Burton's shot, that might be in the worst shot that he's had all year.
Right.
He threw that thing way up there. He was even, you could tell he was said, what did I just do? You know, when you get tired, your mind stops.
Yep. Smith, oh my goodness. That was a wing and a prayer that time by Smith, and he got it to go.
Now there's high school basketball for you. He makes that shot, and at the end of the first half, he has a point-blank layup over the rim, and he goes short, and then he hits that shot with 2 guys hanging on him. So never can tell what's going to happen, but right now Penn has a 10-point lead for the first time.
So Smith with 8. He averages 11 a game.
Smith's a great compliment to Burton because he can really play too and can really dribble off. He can get the ball off the dribble, does a great job.
Gatete's been switching everything, including over on Mullen. You got the 5'11 point guard being guarded by a 6'8 post. That is of little concern to Logan Wilson, who knocks it down. A 42% three-point shooter, a much-needed bucket for North Daviess. Baseline to baseline action here. Garwood, tough shot, got it to go.
You know, it's like they went to the locker room and woke up. I think there's been 5 shots in a row that's been made in the second half, and they struggled both teams so much in the first half.
Garwood now a 6. 3, no. Good crash by Mullen, just couldn't hang on to it. Chance to push that lead back to double figures. Burton couldn't finish, but Durda could.
Got to block Durda out. Stickles was in there. He didn't make the block out. Durda's going to the basket doing what he's supposed to do.
Durda did not score in the first half, has 2 buckets in this half. The largest lead expands to 11 now for the Penn Kingsmen. Tough pass, just too much real estate to cover. Too many defenders to get by on that post feed.
Can't lob it.
Gate finds Durda, and 1.
Great pass to the inside. Durda's got 3 baskets because Penn has had a lot of patience to start the second half. Penn they're really on fire right now. I don't think they've missed any shot down there so far.
Brendan Stickles commits the foul, his first. Mullen will have a rare respite for North Daviess. And Durda has more points in the last 2.5 minutes than he averages on a per-game basis. Knew he missed that one immediately.
He took off running right. So he knew that was going off.
He was 1 for 4 from the line in the morning game against BD. Blocked by Durda. All of a sudden, Durda is coming alive here for Penn. Burton will pull from 16, no, and guess who? Durda there again. He is simply outworking everybody else on the floor, and there's a timeout for Brent Dalrymple and North Daviess.
Durda doesn't want a timeout right now. He just wants to keep playing. Wow.
Timeout called by North Daviess. We'll step aside too. 5:09 to play here in the third quarter. A blink and you miss it. Now 15-point lead for the Kingsmen. We're back in a moment on ISC and MyNDTV.
Wabash always fights. Our motto brings the spirit of competition to everything we do. In top-notch athletics, we have a championship pedigree that is unrivaled. Off the field, we boast outstanding theater, music, and choral programs, intense intramurals, gaming, and more. The Wabash experience doesn't end at the classroom. Whether you play to win or just for fun, this is the place to be. Come to Wabash. Play more.
Leaps ahead, still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me? Champions of Marion County. Unbelievable! Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. So that was going to be a highlight reel.
Oh, baby. Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
Jalen Mullen was out for about a possession for North Daviess. He is right back in. That's about the extent of the breather he can get in a game like this one.
See, they need to go back to less dribble, more movement. They got to get some movement.
And Mullen connects.
There you go. That's his, he's shooting, like you said, over 60% from three-point. That was a nice play, good blocks, good screens on the outside and the inside on that play.
Ken French doing a heck of a job building that program at Oakland City, and getting Mullen to stay at home and play there is a big deal for that now NAIA member of the River States Conference. Burton, the jump stop. Garwood all by his lonesome. Left it short. That time the blockouts were better for North Daviess, and they get the rebound. Good basket cut by Wilson. Mullen couldn't find him. He finds the other Wilson instead, who couldn't get the bucket. Bonner had it, lost it. Look ahead pass to Garwood. Garwood, it took a tough landing. We're going to call that as an offensive foul. That's a tough call.
Good play by Lance Wilson, taking a charging foul, because on that play, he could tell way back 3 or 4 steps he was going to get clobbered, and he stood there and took it.
Katete will check out as Durda will check right back in. Trey Miller going to get some run for the Kingsmen as well.
That's nice when you can take out a 6'8" like that. You still got a 6'8" out there. That's probably a pleasurable thing for coach.
Looking down low for Stickles. Stickles goes right at Durda. Pretty left hand.
Nice play by Stickles there. And after that timeout, it's a 5-0 run by North Daviess. Good run to get him back in the game. It's 10.
Garwood steps into it, knocks it down. He is a 40% three-point shooter, and that was the definition of an in-rhythm jump shot.
I think he's a guy that, even though he's a good shooter, North Daviess can live with that, I think, more than they can these inside layups that North Daviess has given up on those rebounds.
Either all coaches think alike. You heard that from the North Daviess bench. I literally heard Brent just say, I can live with that.
Got to live with it. Some shots you got to live with.
That's some Rushville philosophy for the two of you that share that Rush County background just down State Road 3.
And it's like you say, you got to pick your poison, and sometimes they make them.
This is much about getting stops right now for North Daviess. Penn with 16 points in the first, just shy of 5 minutes here of quarter number 3. Brower got fouled, and on Burton, that's 3. Again, Al Rhodes will leave him out there, I think, with 3 at this point.
I think Coach is a little disappointed with them the first half on their effort, and you could tell the third quarter, I think Coach Rhodes got a good talking to there at halftime to the fellas, and I think they're playing a lot harder right now.
Mullen off the screen from Wilson.
Everybody on defense for Penn looks so much more engaged. They're looking help side. They're moving their feet. Good
Wilson
play by North
Burton.
Daviess there to get Burton on that post. He's got to hit that shot, but you put Burton down there, he gets his 4th foul.
Durda, nice feed to Garwood. Left hand too strong. And Brower will track this one down for North Daviess. Thought about the pull. Extra pass leads to a better look from Mullen, who can't finish. And Durda grabs another board. Mullen on the hustle, knocks it free, but it'll remain Penn basketball. And here comes 2 starters right back in Joe Smith and Josh Katete.
So you take out a 6'8", you put in a 6'8", you take out a young man going to Notre Dame, and you put a guy just as quick as him, a senior Smith that averages 12 points a game. So Penn can rest a little bit here.
Such are the luxuries of a second or third ranked team in Class 4A. Smith
there's the guy. There's the guy he just subbed in for. So Smith's a very good player, better than I thought he was when I saw him earlier in the year.
Wilson lines this one up. That is not there. Miller the rebound for Penn, and North Daviess in danger of losing touch in this game. It's a 16-point game. Mullen race the other end, and he'll make it a 14-point game. And a timeout coming by North Daviess. 30-second timeout. We will keep it right here. This 30-second timeout presented by We Are Daviess County. Welcome to the Indiana communities thriving along the I-69 corridor, offering recreation, sports, arts, and culture. Welcome to Daviess County, and yes, you are in the right place. Log on to wearedaviesscounty.com to learn more. And alongside Mike Broughton, Greg Rakestraw with you here on ISC and My Indy TV. Remarkable to think our final telecast of 2022. Us at ISC will take a lengthy 5-day break and get right back to it next Wednesday night to start the new year.
Well, have a happy new year then. You got all that time off.
I know, right?
Feel like you're on a big vacation.
Now, I do have other broadcast ventures that I'll be doing, but our crew, thankfully, going to get some downtime over the weekend.
I saw a couple of them walking in. They looked tired. You're overworking them, I think.
Oh, that's out without question true. Our ISC crew has produced 29 basketball games in the last 4 days.
That could be a record.
We're not going to try to top it next year. Let's put it that way. Burton was getting a respite. He'll come back in. Smith lost it. Taken away by Wilson. Dribble handoff for Mullen. Mullen on the hesitation, pulls from 14, got it.
Nice play by Mullen. You can kind of look at his face right now where he just kind of look out there and say, you know what, I think I'm just going to try to take this over a little bit. And nice shot, best shot he's had all day.
His dozen leads the effort for North Daviess. Smith for three, got it again. And simply put, if Smith and Garwood are knocking him down like that, Penn's awfully tough to beat.
They're awful good.
And those two guys are both 40% three-point shooters. Mullen's got the mismatch on the low block. He just can't get it to him because of the wingspan of Gatete playing out top. Deep three, Mullen, no. Good crash by Wilson. Keeps the possession alive. And they'll have to call a timeout to maintain a possession, will North Daviess. It'll be a full timeout. Let's go ahead and step aside with them. 16 and a half seconds left to play here in the third quarter. The lead is 15. It's 46-31 here on ISC and My Indy TV.
At Forum Credit Union, we provide smart ways to borrow money for life's planned and unplanned expenses. We also have fun, easy ways to save money. See how Forum can help you with your financial goals at forumcu.com. At Forum Credit Union, we know strong communities invest in education. That's why the Forum Foundation has given over $800,000 to local educators and students pursuing their collegiate dreams. Learn how Forum gives back at forumcu.com.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Good look from the baseline camera of Aaron Van Wolde, the bird's eye view over the shoulder of Paul Beam. He's getting to work this game with his son, Jordan. Clem Hollingsworth is our third official for today's game. He's right in front of our broadcast location courtside. Want to thank Matt Martin, Chad Nickham, Corey Bennett, all the folks, Trip Luke Meyer behind the scenes that make this so easy for us here at Newcastle. step back Mullen on time, but wide left, and that is the end of the quarter. Again, we'll step aside. The song remains the same. Penn 46, North Daviess 31. Fourth quarter action from Newcastle comes your way next as you're watching the Hall of Fame Classic on ISC and MyIndy TV 23. Great contingent, as you would expect from both these schools. And the folks at North Daviess, well, to put it in perspective, they have been our biggest pay-per-view audience all year from when North Daviess played at Southport Fieldhouse in the Forum Tip-Off Classic some 3 weeks ago.
Little 1-2-2 half-court trap for Penn coming out in the fourth quarter, trying to get themselves moving here for this last quarter. North Daviess got a long way to go.
Mullen needed that one. Jalen Mullen with 15. It's his third made three, excuse me.
They got to make some stops now. I mean, they got to get bid down on whatever juice they got in the tank. They got to really get after them defense. They're trying to match up. It's kind of a 2-3 matchup zone, trying to match up. They got Mullen in the middle.
Who's their shortest player, kind of playing in that middle zone.
I think he tries to be the deflector. He's just going to try to keep inside there, maybe take a charging foul, and see what's kind of going on to jam up the middle.
That was a chance for Wilson to get that one, didn't go for it. Gives you your biggest wingspan that way to play those passing lanes too. Bonner. Frankly, Penn doesn't mind slowing things down a little bit here.
Now they got the trap where they want it, so now they have trouble. But
defense over rotates and Garwood scores it.
Yeah, that's what happens when you trap. You're 6'4" and they're 6'8". The traps don't work quite as well.
The three guards all now in double figures for Penn, and the Kingsmen enjoying a 2-touchdown advantage. That'll be a blocking foul on Smith. Fourth team foul of the half. And Burton's got 3. Really only player in foul trouble in either direction.
You know, one thing about Smith, he likes the contact.
Yep.
I mean, him and Burton both like the contact. So if you're playing them, you better be physical at the guard spot because they're going to hurt you pretty bad.
Braden Stickles will check back in. Next dead ball. Low block. Brendan Stickles. Again, has the height advantage on Bonner and scores.
Man, Brendan's had a great game tonight. He has really showed up on that inside.
He's got 10. He and Mullen with 2 double-digit scores for North Daviess, but Garwood, again, has been feeling it. And he connects. North Daviess really unable to dent that Penn lead.
North Daviess is getting a lot better looks. They're scoring the ball more. It's just the fact on defense, they really haven't been able to sustain any stops against Penn. Penn this half has to be shooting over 70%.
Wilson got a hand on it, but couldn't control it. Penn was 56% from the floor in quarter 3. That number could be bumped up in the fourth quarter, though, to your point. Garwood again. Missed that one of his few misses, and then Bonner, and he called for the cheapie with kind of the nudge in the back that time.
I still think that's what North Daviess wants. Let those guys shoot it and try to keep it out of Burton's hands. You know, after 3 quarters, Burton's 4 for 11, has 10 points. I think North Daviess done a really good job. They switched a lot of different guys on him. I know he sat out a few minutes, but for the most part, 10 points, but it's Smith with 14 that's caused him the trouble.
Lance Wilson having a seat. This is Logan on the floor now for North Daviess. Stickles going on Gatete, and Gatete got him on the arm. That'll be his third.
Stickles going to work on the inside there. Nice move by Stickles. He's 4 for 5 from the field so far with 8 points. Good movement on the inside.
So as Stickles goes to the free throw line, let's thank our friends here in Henry County and Hoops in Henry. Take your shot at Henry County basketball destinations and so much more. Visit hoopsandhenry.com for trip planning ideas.
Well, you kind of think there for a while at the start of the fourth quarter it was going to be too much of a mountain to climb, but if he hits this free throw, they're down to 10, so they've closed quite a bit here to start the fourth quarter, North Daviess.
And makes them both. 12 for Stickles. Coach Dalrymple trying to fire up his troops.
Got that big wide zone right there, kind of matched up a little bit, wide in the zone. They'll probably trap the corners if the ball goes in there.
Burton. He's the one-man press break, isn't he?
There's nothing you can do on that. There's no way to stop that movement there to the basket.
And that's his first points of the half. And again, that lead has not been dented with him taking on a bit of a lesser role since halftime. Nice basket cut by Brower, but again, rarely does he turn and face 6'8", as he did in Gatete.
No, he looked at that and it barely hit the rim. He just can't see over the top.
Lance Wilson will check back in, next stoppage in play. Burton again, and he powers through contact. And if Burton starts to power up, it's curtains for North Daviess.
Well, Marcus decided the game was too close. It was 14, so he decided to change the tempo of the game, and that's 2 in a row for Burton. And then, North Daviess comes down, and Mr. Mullen puts a layup in. So it's 12 points, 3.5 to go.
Mullen's got 17, and he had 14 this morning.
North Daviess is going to have to come out and extend a little bit. You don't want to, but it's going to be, if it gets under 3 minutes, down 12, you're going to have to get out there. You can't do this.
And I think Burton is content just to kind of hang on to it until he gets the opportunity to attack. Garwood, again, has let that fly a couple of times now. It's not the place and time for that.
Think you got to get into some kind of trap now. You're at 257. You just don't want them to handle it like this.
And with that, there's the steal forced. 8th turnover. Step back 3 by Mullen. Not that time. Great crash by Wilson. This couldn't finish. Garwood on the attack and got it.
And the lead went back to 14. Garwood, I think, has a cramp. So,
I hope that's what it is. And nothing worse than that, given the way the trainer's stretching him out. Yes, that will be the case. Maverick Brown going to come in and replace him. He played briefly in mop-up time earlier.
2:32 to go. The legs are tired. The minds are tired. And the shots are short.
Today's game presented in part by our friends at GXO Logistics. Unlock your potential with a career at GXO Logistics. Visit gxologistics.job/Indiana today. And again, it is unseasonably warm. We're not complaining about that, but it makes it nice and warm in this gymnasium tonight as well.
Yeah, they had the doors open upstairs for the players just trying to dress. It was so hot.
Mullen in the lane. Fires a fastball at Stickles again. Not used to having 6'8" waiting on him. 10th North Daviess turnover. Burton. Oh, your ref's know he could just hang in the air and wait for guys to drift on by. He did that and got the and one.
Well, he was quiet for about a quarter and a half, and I thought, well, maybe he's hurt. But those moves, he's not hurt too bad because there's very few people in the state that can do that.
Free throw is good for Burton.
He just plays the game at a different speed as everybody else. He can just glide along.
Mullen powers through. He's got 19. And not much you can do with 2:05 to play and down by 15 at this juncture.
No, they got this little matchup trap, like 2-1-2 trap, but they try to trap corners, and I don't think they can keep Burton in a corner, to be honest.
Let's spin this one forward. If you're North Daviess, came in undefeated, had a 19-game winning streak, you're going to lose back-to-back games here in this event. Where do you benefit, though? What does this do for you entering the postseason a couple of months from now?
Well, I was talking to Coach Dalrymple. I was given the opportunity to talk to North Daviess the last 2 years. And what they got to do is they got to just go back home. They gave it a shot and go back home. And on January 1st, you got to get yourself ready to play your best in March. And so I don't think it really dents anything they've done. They've been in both games. They played really hard both games, but they're tired. That game against Blackhawk and these 2 games, you can tell their legs just weren't there tonight.
Schwartzentruber back in. Travis Raber in for the first time as well for North Daviess. Braden Stickles in there. Brendan Stickles, the lone starter, currently on the floor for the Cougars. In terms of kind of key points of the schedule remaining for North Daviess, they've got fouls to give, by the way. They'll have a big game with Linton Stockton, one of the best teams in 2A, on January the 20th. Linton Stockton won the Wabash Valley Classic yesterday. They'll also play a very good 1A team in Orleans on January the 28th. North Daviess will come back this way to play Connorsville on February the 4th. They'll also head to Seymour to play another solid 4A team in the Owls, February the 17th. They'll finish their season playing Sullivan. I want to congratulate Jeff Moore of Sullivan, who won his 500th game earlier this week. Brower will check in at the next stoppage in play for the Cougars of North Daviess. Penn's going to start to empty their bench as well. So Penn will get the split. Lost by a dozen to the #1 team in the state in Ben Davis. Northwood now will have their shot to knock off BD as Bonner misses from 3. Maverick Brown had it, lost it, got fouled, and Brown will shoot 2.
I'll tell you what, Penn, much better than they were in the Southport tournament. They were good that day, but Zionsville had them down 20-0, and end up Penn came back. Burton just went absolutely nuts in the second half, but Penn, they have everything they need to win the state championship. So they face the #1 team, I guess, in Ben Davis. And I'll tell you what, Coach Rhodes can go back and regroup on this thing, and they're going to be a tough outcome March. It's going to be a really good team to beat them.
See exactly how aggressive Penn will be, knowing that this game is over. They're going to pick up their 7th win of the season.
Well, you're not going to beat Penn unless you score more than 50, so you got to score some points against Penn. They're just too big.
Left-hand layup is good for the Kingsmen. Elijah Benson gets the bucket to go.
Oh, Coach Rhodes is like the mad scientist. He's going to be doing some thinking now after playing Ben Davis, so he'll look for weaknesses.
Runner by Brower is good. Austin Brower gets his first bucket. It started this morning, came off the bench. So Penn will get the split. I think North Daviess can shake this one off pretty quickly, frankly. Brown, back to Benson, and that's it. Shot late, would not have counted if it had gone, and that's it. That's that for the consolation game. 61-46, Penn wins this one. We'll start our in-between games program after this 60-second timeout as you're watching on ISC and MyNTV.
At Forum Credit Union, we make it easy to focus on what matters most, removing unneeded stress and worry. From making secure mobile payments to earning cash back on everyday purchases, we've got you covered. See more at forumcu.com. At Forum Credit Union, we know it's not always easy to manage your finances. That's why we post quick tip videos and infographics every month to help you with all of life's big and small financial decisions. Follow us today and access free resources at forumcu.com.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is good.
There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
Wrestler! Whoa!
We are now officially in between games here in Newcastle. 61-46 was the final. Penn beating North Daviess in this consolation game. Our broadcast over the last 2 days presented by Citizens State Bank. If you're looking for a bank that'll put your business first, learn more about Citizens State Bank. They offer a full line of business products, including checking accounts, treasury management products, and commercial mortgages and SBA loans. Visit mycsbin.com or call 888-529-5450 to learn more. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Greg Rakestraw, Mike Broughton with you. Mike, your final thoughts on game number one?
Well, Penn came out to play. They missed the shots the first half, but Coach Rhodes has a fabulous basketball team. They have size and quickness, and they just really had too much for North Daviess. And the problem North Daviess really had, besides the size, was when they could close to within 8 or 10, then Burton would look up at the scoreboard, and then I'm taking you to the basket. And every time he did, it was a basket for Penn.
Scoring in this game for Penn, Burton was 17, and I would say that he was probably about 80% in tonight's game. 15 for Joey Garwood, 14 for Joe Smith, 8 for Dylan Durda, all coming in a quick span in the third quarter. 2 for Dominic Bonner, 3 for Trey Miller, and 2 late for Elijah Benson. For North Daviess, Jalen Mullen, 19, Brendan Stickles, 12, 5 for Lance Wilson, 3 for Logan Wilson, 2 for Austin Brower, 3 for Landon Schwartzentruber, and 2 points in tonight's game for Braden Stickles as well. We'll take this time out. Again, we've got more in-between games conversation and action for you when we come back to Newcastle. Again, 61-46, Penn a winner on ISC and MyIndy TV 23.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds left.
Same players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it.
That's the finish. You get a layup taken and an and one. Fly ball.
Out of here.
Shot at the buzzer. Got it! She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Hello.
Did it again.
Hello.
Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello! There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow. This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Back courtside here at the largest and finest high school field house in the world. 7 games down over the last 2 days, 1 more to go. Here in the boys 2022 Raymond James Hall of Fame Classic on the ISC Sports Network and MyIndy TV 23. Penn wins the consolation game, beating North Daviess by a score of 61-46. Tonight's game presented in part by Forum Credit Union, helping people with their financial dreams for over 80 years, innovative products and services. Visit online at forumcu.com. By Franciscan Sports Medicine. Visit franciscanhealth.org/sports training for more. By GXO Logistics, we engineer faster, smarter, leaner supply chains. Learn more at gxo.com. By Indiana State University, where Sycamores continually prove that real game changers wear blue. by Wabash College. Visit Wabash today at wabash.edu. And by Visit Daviess County. Diverse, dazzling, delicious. Find out more at visitdaviesscounty.com. We rolled through the scoring stats in the last segment of the postgame show. Let's get you the team numbers. Penn, 25 of 49 from the floor for 51%. 5 of 15 from three-point range. They attempted just 7 free throws, and they made 6. North Daviess, 19 of 45 from the floor for 42%. 5 of 19 from three-point range for 26%. Again, that's the tired leg effect, playing the second game of the day. Normally on the season, this North Daviess squad, 42% from three-point range. They were 3 of 6 from the free throw line were North Daviess. As you would expect, Penn had the advantage on the offensive glass, 31-20. And on second chance points, Penn won that battle too, 13-2. Both teams took good care of the basketball. 9 assists to 10 turnovers for North Daviess. 12 assists to 9 turnovers for Penn. Joey Garwood had 4 steals of note for the Kingsmen. Both teams with 5 steals in the game. We'll take this quick 2-minute timeout. We'll come back and we will wrap up our broadcast of game number 1. Begin to focus our attention on game number 2. Ben Davis and Northwood. That's about 25 minutes away. Our consolation final. Penn 61 and North Daviess 46. Back to wrap this one up next on ISC and My Indy TV.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a 3rd season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds remaining.
Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it.
Has to finish. You get a layup taken. And an and one. Out of here. Well, the combatants in our championship game now have taken to the floor, and Ben Davis and Northwood. Ben Davis will be the home squad, while Northwood will be the visiting team in this championship game. First, this thank you to the good folks, the Daviess County Chamber of Commerce. Joining the Daviess County Chamber of Commerce is like adding a new department to your company. Get engaged in our events and programs by joining today. Call 812-254-5262 or log on to discoverdavies.com for more information. Again, we're about 25 minutes away from the tip-off of our championship game. So again, we will have that for you in the neighborhood of 745, 750. However, our feed will be continuous on both ISC and My Indy TV 23. So technically, we'll take this quick timeout. We'll wrap up game number 1. When we come back, all of our energy and focus is on this championship game between Ben Davis and Northwood. Back with more in a moment as you're watching on ISC and My Indy TV 23.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a 3rd season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch,